live. Eating my lunch right up till the buzzer. I also, seconds before streaming, or seconds before I was supposed to go to hit live, I realized, wait a minute, I don't have a microphone hooked up. Because I cleaned up the studio this week for the video I just did on Mandic Really. So I had moved the microphone out of the way. And I thought about using these new lavalier microphones that I'm using and loving. But I haven't tested them before, so like, you know. Are those tater tots? They are most certainly tater tots. The dinner of adults. So, hi Bean. Returning to the LDO Motors Milo build. V1.5. So, thank you for opening a menu. I don't know what you just opened there, but alright. Let me see if I got the instructions pulled up here. I do. They are the Hollyland wireless mics. Yes. These are the Hollyland wireless mics. Let's see if camera angle 2 is working right. So, tiny little transmitter. It's got a little magnet on it on the back. So you magnetize it. So like I can... Hi. You're not helping. I can magnetize it to my shirt with this little... It's just a steel disc and a magnet. These things are great. Gene, you want a microphone? And then the receiver for them is tiny too. I wasn't sure about these things, but I'm loving them. You know, they don't sound amazing. Like, they don't sound as good as this microphone, but for lavalier microphones that cost just over $100 and are so small and easy to use, they sound plenty good for that. Can I help you? That's my lunch. I don't think I've put them in any of my stuff yet. I really need to update my links with them. Ah, oh, damn it, I gotta log in. Oh, can I? Cool. Gene's lunch now, yes it is. Watching from the Philippines, welcome in Tito. Here, just drop the link to those mics. Gene wants a mic. I already said that. More tots for us all. Yeah, well. Come and get them. All right. That's hot, baby girl. No, that was actually pulled pork. This awesome company out of North Carolina. Nomad, welcome in. This awesome company out of North Carolina makes, I feel like this is a little dark. I feel like I could raise the exposure a little bit on the main camera. Let me know if you agree. What's it called? Barbecue. It's so hard to search for because Google wants to autocorrect it to barbecue. Dropping it in the chat in a second. Barbecue. You can get it at Whole Foods. Whole Foods carries their products. I discovered them because they're near my parents in North Carolina. So one of the times I was visiting my parents, I was like, hey, what can I find that's vegan around here? I found the place, I bought their products, and they were delicious. And then I was sad because I couldn't get them anywhere else. Now, Whole Foods carries them nationwide in the US. So, I'm gonna raise exposure. In a long time, welcome in, Jake. Welcome, Jake of the Millennium Machine team. Sorry for the surprise last minute. I was like, oh right, tomorrow's Thursday, I need to go live. And then I forgot to put up the thumbnail yesterday. And yeah, so I need to get this machine built. I know Jason wanted me to have this thing built forever ago. And yeah, the white version of the mics looks very sci-fi. Yeah, I considered the white, but I wear black all the time. But you know, yes, I need to get this done so I can move on to the positron. Hope you can find that stuff. It's really good. I turned my wife and our niece onto it, and we quite like it. They also have a carnitas that we use for tacos. That's really good. Okay, let me get to the instructions. I'm trying to remember exactly where we left off with the last stream. I probably should have just checked it, but the Whole Foods near a local Best Buy is now a huge liquor store. We have interesting priorities here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Bearded Printer, welcome in. Dinner in a few. Well, welcome in anyway. Saw you have a booth at Smurf. You can finish this machine and come see the new machine at our booth. Perfect. I'll finish my machine just in time to come check out a new one. Yo, on my Tesla. Ooh, fancy. Fancy pants over here. All right, let me see if I can get the instructions pulled up. I don't think I have it set up yet. I do not. Oh, nothing's fitting the screen. Sorry, give me a minute. Professional streamer over here. Fit to screen. Window capture, priority. Boom. Okay, that's better, that's better. And sorry, shuffle this over to the side. And now let's get me back in here. Gene, you are not helping, kid. Why can't I select myself? Ay, ay, ay. Sorry, folks. I gotta move. I cannot move this. For some odd reason, my stream is stuck in the corner. My video is stuck to the corner. Yeah, like it is completely locked. I've never done that before. I like going into the transform menu. I can't, it's all grayed out. I can't do anything. That's so weird. Gene, you're laying on the keyboard. Well, that's not helping. She just added multiple elements to the to my stream window here. Excuse me. I don't know why. I'm just gonna add a new source because this one source is totally locked. And I don't have time for this. Hi, that's better. Now let's do this. Okay, that's better. Hobo Banana, good luck with Halloween. Hope you have a fun time with the toddler. All the best to you on that. I'm gonna put this below that and hide my other self. Okay, sorry about that. Every single stream I have to reset that up, but whatever. Hey, from Colombia, welcome in, Dario. Beginning to love cats after you saw Gene. Love to hear that. Okay, I'm gonna get the XY axis off the bench real quick. And let's bring in the Z-axis. I've got to get, looking at the instructions, I'm supposed to have a cable chain stop and a hook installed by now. I know I remember I didn't install them because packing this thing, I didn't want to have these pieces sticking off the side. So, oh, hi, Domino. Domino's in a bed right next to me. All right. That's a cable chain piece. Printed hub. Printed hub. None of these look like what I'm looking for. Uh-oh. Watch, are we not going to have the right printed parts? No, this is it. This is one. I probably should have refreshed my memory as to where the heck I'm at. I don't see one of the printed parts, the hook, and I wonder if that's... You can leave those until the end if you really want. Cool. All right. I think I might, just because handling this, I don't want to go knocking one of them off. Funny that Milo fits the desk better than the rat rig. It does. You are very correct. Very correct. I think you're right. I think I'm going to skip that for the moment. Z-axis lower block, lower bearing block. I've already got that on, so we did this last stream. Oh yeah, because I haven't done the ballast box yet. I don't have the ballast material yet. I got to order that. I'll get that coming later today. A 500mm Milo. Whew. Ooh. Where is the bearing block for the Z-axis? Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Got it, but I do have to assemble it. Oh, that means I get to do bearing preload stuff. My favorite part of this. My favorite part of this project, bearing preload stuff. Ah! I'm dropping things. Fire up the soldering iron. Gene, don't go near this for a little while. Donald Sawyer, welcome in. Some heat press inserts. These are long ones, aren't they? Because these need to be stronger. Yes, long ones. We have plans. Ooh, Millennium's got plans for some bigger stuff. Hope to... Definitely curious to see what's going to be at Smurf, so... Hi. You're very helpful, I know. So helpful. What spool box would that fit into? A pallet. A spool pallet. So glad you moved before me. Yeah, getting a chance to get some ideas from me and see all the pain points of the annoying stuff I've had to deal with. Oh, dang it. I got to plug in my soldering iron. Since I moved everything, it's not plugged in. Okay. I'm going to swap the tip out for M5 insert real quick. Do the M5s, then we'll do the M3s. Okay, firing it up. I'm trying to figure out a way to justify the Prusa XL to my wife. I've already told her I won the last two printers I bought. I got nothing for you on that. That's going to be a hard one to sell, I do think. That's not an easy sale. There's the nuts I need. Handful of inserts. Oh, those are small ones for the board mount. There they are. Just looking for the M5 inserts. M5 inserts. Maddie, welcome in. We won't have anything that specific new machine at Smurf, but we will technically have two Milos. The big machine's going to be more of a development video series type thing. Cool. Still looking forward to seeing, looking forward to chatting, if nothing else. If you have two Mark 4S's, save you had a child. That's where my XL came from. Don't, shh. Sensitive ears over here, but yeah. Where do you think, Mark, what do you think XLs come from? All right, Gene, watch your tail. She's flicking her tail right next to where I'm trying to insert this insert. Come on. I need my CNC kitchen soldering iron tips here. Come on. There we go. All right. Shut you down. Get rid of a little squeeze out here. Remember, kids, don't cut toward yourself. Oh, it feels like that insert's not quite as deep as I thought it is. It's sticking up a little bit. Fix that in a second. All right. Forbidden love of the bamboo and the Mark IV. This week on Telemundo. Maker Viking, welcome in, welcome in. All right, now it's in there. I feel like this one could be recessed just a hair better. I really need to set up my press tool from Vector 3D. Really need to do that. Maybe this Sunday stream we can do that. Maybe on Sunday we can do a Sunday stream and finally build the VLMP2. Finally build the VLMP2. Okay. I gotta wait for that to cool off a second so I can swap out the tip for M3 inserts. I also really need, I want to build like a little shelf under my bench here so I can have like a stream deck and my streaming switcher mounted right here so I don't have to reach across the entire desk every time I want to make a change. What tip are you using on those inserts? I have a super cheap Amazon special tip set that I use on that one. The CNC Kitchen ones are way nicer. K2 Kevin made something for that. Yeah, there's a handful of options out there. Desk deck thing you can hang from that off the side. Cool. I have one that Adam sent me over a year ago. That's where mine came from too. Adam sent it to me like 9 months ago, I want to say, and I've never put it together. I sat on it so long that he launched VLMP2. He sent me the files for VLMP2. I printed those. I just haven't put it together, so I just need to do it. It would be really handy to do, so. If only you had a 3D printer so you could design a shelf. Yeah, if only. Maybe I needed to, like, oh no, this is the excuse to finally get the stream deck I really need. So, I don't know. I think I just, business decision video, something has to happen. Don't want to, have to. Definitely need a press tool for positron, a lot of inserts. Okay. I mean, it's not like I don't do inserts on an almost daily basis. I've needed one forever. Just haven't bothered. Started a source print for the Doron yet? No, not really. I've just gotten so darn busy with sponsor obligations and such lately. Because that's what pays the bills. So I've gotten so busy with sponsor stuff lately, it's hard to make time for any of this stuff, but I'm trying to find a balance. I've got like 3 or 4 sponsor obligations that I need to get done in the next, like, legitimately 2 to 3 weeks. Yay. Oh, I'm waiting on parts for a 4th one. So 3 I have to get done in the next, like, 2.5 weeks. And I'm usually only good for 1 video per, like, 1.5 videos a month is where I've been averaging. So don't you need an upside down press for the positron? Probably. That's your next thing, Nomad. An upside down insert press. All right. 1 insert in. Come on. to insert in. I'm gonna insert this nut while I'm here. Open source lathe recently on printables. No, I have not seen that. All right, that was a great idea. While things are still hot, I put the nut in, the brass nut, threaded nut. So yeah. Hopefully, no sponsor deals with FL Sun. Nothing with FL Sun or Cheaty, thankfully. Thankfully, nothing with FL Sun or Cheaty. I do have a couple of printer sponsored videos coming up, but not from either of those folks. Just ones I'm actually excited about. That is all I can say. Did notice your blanket shelf in the last video. I don't know what you're talking about, Carrie. I definitely didn't have 2 machines underneath that. All right. So our inserts are all in this block now. I have a Cheaty Plus 4. I'm afraid to take the back off and look at the SSR. I haven't used mine enough to be too afraid of it at this point. But yeah. But it's because my chamber heater on mine has been messed up, so. Yeah, so. And I'm still waiting on parts from them. They're supposed to send me parts for that, like, immediately after I got it. I haven't gotten them yet, so. I don't know what the deal is there. M3 by 8s that are open and just dumped out in the box. Ah, dang it. Get out of there. Cool. Okay. I recently watched Chris Board. That's the one with the lathe, I assume, from conversation here. It was recommended to me after my 0G video. Cool. Here's my LTT. Gotta hop off. All right, Nomad, thanks for stopping by while you could. Have a good dinner. Is that lime green ABS? Yes, it is. It is Polymaker lime green ABS, yes. Yeah. I've had a spool forever, and it just was never the right color for anything, because it's like so puke green, but I dig it. Second green and black project. Oh, well, the rat rig, yeah. I also got a spool of the rat rig 3DO green from back there behind me, from Fabrico, which does not match Punk Fill exactly, unfortunately. All right, bearing block. Love the color choice. Thank you. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Especially, it's been a while since I've shown this, so I might as well show it again. There's my customized version of the spindle mount, which I'm probably almost certainly going to ditch pretty early on for Heart of Iron, but hey, you know, whatever. For the moment anyway, I've got my fun hex custom spindle mount. Fusion filament people have a radiant green that really hurts my eyes. Okay, so this needs to go through here. I have punk fill that doesn't match punk fill, so I'm not surprised. Okay, I don't feel so bad then. I was terrified to print ABS and ASA for a long time. Now it's basically all I print. Yeah, I've been printing a lot of PLA since the move, purely because like I've been prototyping parts for the Fabled Creature series and stuff. But before the move, ABS and ASA was like all I printed. I feel you on that. My handy little grease gun here. I'm gonna put a little grease in these bearings. It's so punk that it doesn't conform to color norms. All right. Wants to do, well, it doesn't really matter which way it goes in, I don't think. Oh, it does matter. Okay, collar on this side. Cool. I can do that. Now let's see. Yep, that's what I was figuring on. I'm gonna tighten these in here so they're really seated in, and then I'm gonna loosen off. Just move to PETG more. Yeah, I think we all kind of have those times where we like change. It's one of those things in 3D printing I've noticed about myself anyway, and I think it's true of a lot of printers, where folks ebb and flow. Like, you know, when I started, I mostly printed PETG when I first started printing. Then I moved to PLA. And then from PLA... Oh. Is the stream okay? I just got a disconnect, reconnect notification on OBS, so I hope it didn't blip out there too bad. Better now, it's back. Okay. Dumb. I don't know what that was about. Stream stuttering, it's back. Let me check stream health. Excellent connection. Stuttered. Okay. I don't know what that was about. It just got a Windows notification that OBS dropped out, and then a Windows notification that OBS dropped back in. Who knows? What was I saying? I feel like we all kind of take a journey with printing where we're constantly changing what materials we print. I had a little issue, but my Wi-Fi is also being weird. It was on my end. I had a notification giving me an issue. TPU too, yeah. OBS does that to me sometimes. It never does on my other computer, but it has on this computer. I don't know what that's about, but I don't know why. Be back after, guys. All right, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by, Jeff. Don't know how long we're gonna go. I'm hoping we can make some good progress on this, so sure like to have a base unit together by the end of the stream and just be on to wiring. Whether I do wiring on stream or not, I don't know. I generally try to avoid wiring on stream just because I get like really meticulous about the way I do wiring stuff, and it's got to be so boring to like bog down a stream with like, oh, I'll route the same cable like 5 times to get it to lay just how I want, and then I'll go design my own cable holder and print it and do like. All right. Just trying to get this to sit in here. I think I might need to reclock one of these 180 degrees. Get this right. Reclock the other one. I remember this being so much fun on the X and Y axis, so. I'm hunting for a filament to replace my beloved, no longer produced PC TPE. PC TPE? Is that like a flexible PC? What's that like? What was that like? I'm confused. Just trying to drive this out of here. Flex nylon. Okay, interesting. What are you doing, Bean? Gene Bean, what you doing? Trying to be the star of the show like you always are? Okay. She was snoozing right before stream and she was like, I don't want to. But then I told her you folks missed her, so she said, for my fans. For my fans. So Filamentum has PEBA. There's so many interesting filaments coming along nowadays. I've really got to start playing with other stuff and get out of my comfort zone. I really want to get a heated chamber build going so I can really play with some stuff, but Jantech's video about advocating laying down 1 layer or 2 layers of PLA, then following with ABS ASA. I haven't watched that yet. I know he's been working on that series, that concept for a while. Tor, welcome in. Hope the build's going well. So far, it exists. Just trying to get this preload right on this secondary T-nut. I think I need to rotate it 1 more. I have a heated chamber on my Trident. Nice, cool 60. Yeah, I'm looking to go higher than that. You do have the Cheaty. Well, it'll go high temp. It'll go so high temp it'll burn up. The metal type material bamboo release looks really tough. The PPES, everybody's got that stuff now. I've got a spool of the fiber-on version of that from Polymaker here. And that's one of the things I want to play with. Waiting for sparkly CF-filled filaments. I mean, I'm waiting for fun colored. I know West 3D here in Oregon. West 3D has been working on fun colored CF filament, and they have had pretty good luck with it so far, I think. I feel my voice getting strained already. This does not want to play nice. Yeah, I wish there was more ABS and ASA color palettes. They're improving all the time, but could definitely be better. I wish there was more rainbows and fun stuff, you know? West 3D has a vendor in the UK now too. Cool. Who are they vending through? For Ambrosia. Yeah, I figured that was all, but makes sense. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try taking this out. I'm having a hard time getting the second nut started because this is the preload issue situation. I'm gonna pop this out. DMS, my old company. Dave's now the full owner. Okay, cool. That's I kind of assumed maybe it was you or was DMS, but cool. All right. Insert joke about professionals only print parts in black. Ballistic Tech, thank you for becoming a channel member. It is appreciated. Brian, long time. No. Oh, I see what the problem is. It's not this. It's my print. I'm hitting in the middle of my print. I think it's my fault. I modified this design a little bit, and I think I made the center board just a little too tight when I modified this. Damn it. I'm defeating myself. Oh, I see what the problem is. I see what the problem is. It's the M5 inserts in the middle. It looks like one squeezed out. That's very strange. I don't understand that. They're on this side. That can't be it. Anyway, there's a print blob in the middle of this that's hanging me up. I can't recall the creator, but he made quite a stink about FL Sun paying creators for reviews. YGK3D, I believe. I always like dyslexic reading, but how long are we going to be live tonight? We only just started a little over 30 minutes ago. Probably go till 6-ish, so we'll see how long this takes. I want to get some good progress done on this. So I'm in for 3 hours at least. We'll see if it takes longer than that. All right, I need to run a drill bit through this. I don't know if this is my modification or just a bad print. Expecting any trick-or-treaters? I don't know. I asked our neighbor. About it because we're new to the neighborhood. And he said that my house in particular, I'm at like one end of the neighborhood basically. He said that it's unlikely I'll get too many. We've got candy out on the porch because I'm doing this and Ruby doesn't want to deal with it tonight. She's not feeling it. So we got candy out on the porch. They can take what they want. What happened to the print on the XL? What about it? It's just sitting there right now. Have a good night. All right. Did I miss? Oh, gotta go. All right, Jake, thank you for stopping by. Thank you, Jake. Hopefully I don't need your help. I don't think I will. As I hog out a part with a drill. Oh, looks like it's paused. Understood. Sorry, Gene. No, it's not. It's just sitting on the bed. It's just sitting there. Nothing wrong with that print right now. It's just, it looks wrong because that's actually not the last print that ran on it. Jose, welcome in. It's not the last print that ran on the XL. I just put it on the bed to get it out of the way. Let me grab it. That's my Gregor the Gargoyle. 170% Gregor the Gargoyle. Printed in Protopasta. This is Protopasta brass filled filament. So this is a Protopasta brass. And the eyes and the horns and the teeth are Protopasta iron PLA. So this is their brass and iron PLA mixed together, printed on the XL. So, yeah. And the knocker to go with it. It's just sitting there. It's just sitting on the bed. 400mm Tridex, but with turtle box on each head. The problem with that, Tor, we've had a chat about this quite a bit with my rat rig build. We were discussing it a lot because Helga, one of the rat rig dev folks, was involved in my streams on the rat rig quite a bit. Clipper can't handle box turtle and Idex well. It won't do what people want it to do. It just won't. Because what everybody wants with Idex and a box turtle is while one head is parked, that color changes while the other head prints. But because of the nature of G-code, where it's like send a command, operate that command, or execute that command, and then over and over, that's the string of things, that can't happen. Because Clipper would have to send a command to the box turtle to unload that head, that filament, and then send a command to this tool head, command after command after command for printing, and then have two MCUs. It's basically two MMU printers. Yes, but the host device is still Clipper on the SBC. You'd almost need two Raspberry Pis working in tandem, and Clipper is not meant to work that way. That's why I went what I went with for Idex on my rat rig. Yeah, it's just Clipper, because the problem is the box turtle unloads filament and then it triggers a command, says, okay, I've unloaded. G-coding can't really do multi-threading. Exactly. One tool head needs to be running and then it needs to get a command from over here being like, oh, okay, I'm done this, now I'm ready. And then that would have to interrupt the G-code midstream on the other print head, which would absolutely cause print issues on that tool head to then operate. Like, it's just, G-code is a linear path, and we need a way for it to be like a bridging, forking thing. I've seen the Box Turtle dev already complaining. What's the solution to that? A new firmware and a different G-code path, I think. It's not a simple thing. I saw Box Turtle, like the dev of the Box Turtle, already saying that the way the Box Turtle operates is kind of janky and kind of messed up because Clipper is not intended to be run the way he's running it, and it's not great, to the point where he was talking about like having to do new firmware or something like to get it to work 100% the way, whatever. I only saw that like briefly in chat or whatever. So whatever. I'm not an expert enough on this. I'm just regurgitating what has been explained to me and my understanding of the way that firmware functions. RepRap firmware solution? I have no idea. I don't know RepRap. Maybe Duet. I might have to have a chat with Tony at Smurf. I have a couple of things I want to chat with Tony about, so. Way to crush Dreams. I know. Dreams. Yeah. Back there, Brian, I saw you asked something about my A10, right? Which A10 Mini are you running? I am running the A10 Mini Pro, not the ISO. I'm running the Mini, Mini Pro, not the ISO. It's the regular A10 Mini Pro. So it does the onboard processing. It handles like H.264 encoding on the A10 Mini, but it does not record. I got that because I started streaming on my channel on the iMac that wasn't powerful enough for it, so I needed to offload the encoding. So do 3D chameleons instead of box turtles. They run independent of firmware. Okay, I have no experience with them. Okay, let me see if this fits through here now that I hogged that hole out. Tight. That's not great. I think I need to hog this hole out more. I think I screwed up this design. I modified this printed part, and I think I screwed it up. Right back. I gotta grab another drill bit. Let's hog this out a little more, shall we? Let's hog this out a little more. I tried to make the interior of this fit tighter to the lead screw just to give it a little more material in the body, and I went too far. Nadir, welcome in. Do you use Octoprint? I don't run Octoprint on anything personally. Never really was a fan of it. Zero offense to Octoprint, just was never for me. Marty, welcome in. Let's see if this fits through here now. Hey, there we go. And this, kids, is why I don't release my 3D print files until I've personally tested them in a build. Because this needs fixing. All right. Octoprint's the best solution for Marlin, but if you're running Clipper, just use Mainsail or Fluid. There was a hint that Mainsail was being worked on for Marlin. If that was true, I'd go back to Marlin on not a lot of machines, but a handful of them. Honestly, that's the biggest thing about Mainsail is the biggest thing for me about Clipper. More so than the customizability and the way it processes and whatever. For me, anyway. Thanks for your help with Discord the other week. Awesome. You're welcome, Glengus. Barely used my Milo in the last few months. Been working way too much, running a CNC at my day job. Well, that's understandable. Scott was looking into it. Yeah, I don't know where that ended up. I haven't heard anything in a while. Does does sound or feel to me like I'd kind of be amazed if they can really just port it to Marlin, but in the same regards, it's just feeding G-code, I guess. You know, same as Octoprint does when it's running things. What's the benefit of Marlin over Clipper? I find Marlin more... How do I put this? Less finicky once you get it dialed in. More accurate, too. There's just some things about Clipper that no matter how long I've been using it, no matter, it just works when set up correctly, totally. And there's a lot to be said for like just push button, like my Ender 3, I left on Marlin for the longest time because it was reliable. Just push a button and don't mess with anything. It's good. What am I trying to think? Like the dumbest thing, like Z offset in Clipper. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But Z offset in Clipper is never, ever accurate. Like I've got machines, my Voron 2.4, one of my most reliable machines that I have. The only reason it's as reliable as it is because of auto Z calibration at the start of a print, where it automatically sets the Z offset every single print. Because if I use a piece of paper and I set Z offset in Clipper, I will have to baby step it. Because it'll be perfect for one print, and then the next print it won't be. And the print after that, it'll be even worse. It makes no sense to me, but something in the way that Z offset functions in Clipper has never worked for me. And I know I'm not alone. I've had more than a few people say, that's a hardware issue, not firmware. I get that. I get the statement there, 100%. I think it's something in the way that the hardware is being interpreted by the firmware, like the way the signal is being processed for a limit switch or something. It's hard to explain. I mean, I could be entirely wrong. I don't know. I just like time after time, machine after machine, I've run into that as an issue. I just have. Oh, hey, look at that. I think I got this already. That feels good and tight. Ooh, I like that. I like that. I have that issue on my SV06 Plus with Z offset, but it's Marlin. All right. Well, you're always going to have machines that have like poor... Well, okay. Here's a good example. PID tuning has always been funky in Clipper. I mean, that's why CocoaPress, Ellie with CocoaPress, that is why CocoaPress ran Marlin, not Clipper, because she found that Clipper, despite PID tuning, would just never be quite as accurate. The Colorado Vehicle Registration Renewal Card was my favorite to use for Z offset. They changed the paper stock. They ruined it on you. Never had that issue. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I know the best example I have is probably the Neptune 4 Max. Neptune 4 Max versus the 3 Max. Same hardware between the two machines. The 4 Max, Z offset, continually a problem. Continually. Same limit, same level switch, you know, like, I don't know. Always a problem on that one. I'm gonna tighten this just a hair. I'm gonna take these out of here and put a little Loctite on them. Woovie, welcome in, welcome in. I've never set up one of my Vorons on Marlin. I should do it just for the hell of it. Should set up a Voron on Marlin just for the hell of it. The few prints I've completed on my V-Core 4 have proven the same with Z offset. That's especially strange with Beacon Contact. I baby stepped the V-Core 4 a little bit already, but I'm also just learning that setup, so I'm figuring that's where that's coming from. Comgrow T500 sucks no matter what. Hopefully somebody comes out with a big machine soon that isn't a bed slinger. Please, please, please. Somebody come out with a 400mm machine that isn't a bed slinger or a DIY kit. Because I'm liking the V-Core 4, but we need better big options on the market. My Z offset on my 2.4 changes over time. Print for a week straight, no issues, come back a week later and got a baby step. Nura, I find that Clipper is more about pushing the limits and not as much about quality control. So releasing a feature and then not like fine tuning it, I think that's accurate and fair. And that is where Marlin absolutely wins. They'll maintain and they will keep things functioning properly. And then an update might make a minor change and they'll address that. Like, fair. How are those shelves while printing you just put up? Are they shaking a bunch? Are you asking if they're shaking a bunch or whatever? So far so good, but most of the machines that are up on them aren't running. Like my 2.4 is out of commission right now. Only the Cheaty machine was on the shelves and running, but it wasn't making, like the shelf shaking noise annoys the hell out of me. So I was worried about that. So far so good. I am still planning. Steve, welcome in. Steve builds in the house. Central's homing is better in Marlin too. Yeah, Central's homing in Clipper. Though, from what I saw in Daniel's thing, I guess maybe Danger Clipper's better about Central's homing. I don't know. I haven't run Danger Clipper yet, but let's get this dialed in a little bit better as preload. I'm going to screw that shelving unit to the wall with some rubber isolators too. So the wood feet I put on them look good. Yeah, they really... I just did that to get more height. Those shelving units just aren't as tall as I want. Oops, I'm behind. I'll come in anyway. You'll catch up. Yeah, I got 4x6s underneath the feet of that thing just so I can do it. Does anyone remember if Prusa does Black Friday sales on their stuff? I would not count on it, but I really don't know. But also, Prusa's doing stuff they've never done this year, you know? Like, they're changing a lot, so who knows? Next to impossible to say. I know, like it used to be that they wouldn't send machines to creators. I've got 3 Prusas behind me right now that they sent me. So like being made in the USA, yeah. So who knows? Yeah. Longest time I didn't even seed freaking review units, and now they've seeded a whole bunch of the machines into the market. Who knows? Okay, finally got this. The Z, if anybody's not familiar from previous streams, what I was doing there, there's these two, I'm blanking on what to call them. These 2 nuts on the shaft here that would be your Z nuts on something else, your lead screw nuts. There we go, lead screw nuts. So you need to preload these because this is a machine, literally a machine tool machine. You need to preload this so it's got a fair amount of drag because you don't want any play in this lead screw because that'll translate into play in your machining process. So you've got to get these lined up just right so when they're threaded through here and all the screws are in place, you can tighten things down and get a good amount of preload on this to get into the right position, which is really kind of a bear to do. That went way quicker than it did the last couple times I did it because I've done it a couple times now because I had to do this on the Y-axis, the X-axis, and now I just did it on the Z. So, yeah. This here needs to be 13 millimeters from the end, a little stopper nut. Did I do that already? I did that already. Cool. All right. My Z-axis linear rails are already there. Is it just a printed shell? It is just a printed shell, yes. Have I checked my Cheaty relay? No, I just took my Cheaty out of commission. It's actually off camera right over here right now. Am I planning to make more CNC content once this is finished? I have no idea. I'd love to. I would. But it all comes down to whether or not that content does well. That's always a dictating factor. Like if the videos don't do well, I can't justify making them. I've got ideas for some projects I want to undertake with this thing, but I don't know if they're feasible. I don't know if my ability to learn CNC. I'm familiar with manual machining. All of my skills of machining are manual machining related. So I gotta I gotta relearn the wheel here and figure this out. So we'll see. Put Gene in it, it'll always do well. Yeah, I'm just gonna put Gene in charge of this. You have experience setting CNC toolpaths. I do not. I don't. So there's a fun part of this. Somebody's asking about the gloves I'm wearing. It took me a while to find gloves I quite like. Now, I don't know if they sell these in individual boxes. I buy them. Throw a Bridgeport in the corner. Yeah, I'd love to. It takes up too much space. This is only like 580 square feet overall. It's not quite enough space for that. I just dropped the gloves I'm wearing right now in chat. They're not perfect, but they're the best I found in a long time. I found that during the pandemic or after the pandemic, gloves went downhill. Like even good quality brands, their glove quality went down. So, good for big hands. I don't have particularly big hands. I have like, these are larges. And I find that like a large glove in general fits me. I'm like the stereotypical large hand glove. I don't know. So 10 bill, nice and thick. Yeah, I can't do thinner because I just tear them up too much any thinner. So, and they also have like the grippiness on them. Probably hard to see on camera. They got like little tiny bumps on them, which helps with grip. I quite like them. I do intend to make printer parts with this. There's a few projects I'd like to undertake where I think I might end up machining my own stuff. If I can. I don't know. I'm thinking about an all-wheel drive 9mm belt Voron 2.4 project. If I can't get a kit the way I'd like it to be, I might consider trying to make it myself. The rat rig. I'm putting a tube in the rat rig soon, the rat rig V Core 4. But when you put the tube in the rat rig, you lose just a few millimeters of Z height. I want to say it's like 5mm of Z-axis build volume. I'd like to design a CNC machined mount because the current one is a flat plate that's just like laser cut. I'd like to make a stepped version that gets you back that 5mm. So hear me out, another plywood printer. I don't know about that. Oh, I see what's going on here. I need to remove 2 of these carriages because this is going to hit these carriages. I'm looking at the instructions like why? The instructions, let's pull them back up here. The instructions here show only 2 of these, 2 of the carriages on the Z-axis rails being in place. I'm like, why? Oh, it's because this is wider than the spacing between the carriages. So I have to remove this. I have to remove 2 of the carriages to put this in. Okay, yay. I didn't know I had to do that. It's fine, I just, yay. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna move the second camera angle real quick. This is very much the, if I'm gonna screw up, I want it on camera moment. So, I'm gonna screw up, I want this on camera. I don't think I have, oh, no, I do. The dummy rails. The dummy rails to get these blocks off of here. 5mm is so much, especially when you only have 500mm of travel. Hey, that's like 1% of your travel. Content, one way or another. Yep. All right, 1 off. It's just the sheer fact of if I'm building a 500mm machine to have a 500mm machine, I want 500mm out of it. You know, that's all it is. This is what it comes down to. I want what I'm paying for, even though I didn't pay for it. Thank you, Rat Rig. You get my point. Okay, so this goes down through here into a bottom bearing that's already in place. And now those can go back on. I paid for the whole 500. I'm going to use the whole 500. Yeah. I mean, the first prints I'm trying to do on the thing are going to max out the build volume. On the Z-axis especially. For like big prints that I want to do, maximizing my Z-axis build volume does make sense. I've got some plans for yet this year, so. Okay, they're back on there. I didn't lose them. Ha! No good clip, sorry. 3D poop portal for Jean. Nah. Where is Jean? Oh, she's in the bed next to me. She's locked in the studio right now with the dog. Need to get a Jean cam going soon. Been putting that off for too long. Okay. I'm still waiting for VCore 4 for my VCore 4 500 Idex. Cool. I need to see about. I need to start considering doing the Idex swap on that. You're locked in there with her. Yeah. Good thing she's not scary. Okay, 5x16. M5x16 for this. It goes this way. Cool. Where are the M5x16s? M512, M512, M530. She's not scary as long as she's fed. Fun fact, Ruby started cutting back on how much the cats get fed today. Because Jekyll and Zelda are getting a little heavy. So she wants to start trying to like control their diet a little bit more. So you say that. Today's the day that we started cutting back on things. Strike time. Yeah, she won't want to be on camera anymore. Less poop for the poop portal. Or are they on chunk level? Zelda's on chunk level. I don't know if you've ever seen Zelda. Zelda's on chunk level. Jekyll's just big. He's just a big cat. He's just a big cat. A Loctite on this. This is our machined mounting plate. There is a printable version of this. This is the machined one. I feel like that exposure needs to go up a touch. Here's a moment where I wish I had like Blackmagic cams or something for streams where I could just adjust exposure from my seat. That's better. A little overexposed now for my taste, but at least you folks can see what I'm doing. Better. Anyway. Alright, I'm not going to tighten these ones just yet, so that they have just a little wiggle for me. I'm still suffering withdrawal, finding out that Idex and AMS can't happen. Not yet, anyway. Give it time. I'm sure somebody will figure that out. I'm sure. And now we need a whole bunch of M3x5s for the rest of for the bearing blocks. A whole bunch of M3x5s. And here, the LTT precision screwdriver is going to be perfect. LTTstore.com. I legitimately really like that they gave the bits for the LTT screwdriver a longer shank to them. Because like moments like this, getting down into recessed holes, so good. Bam. I don't 100% know if my iFixit ones would have been long enough for that, so. It has come in handy more than once already. Your precision screwdriver was misdelivered, and they're sending a replacement. Awesome. I mean, stinks you didn't get it right the first time, but at least they're taking care of you. They just did that whole video where they like secret shoppered themselves to check out their processes and make sure they're doing things well. I'm pretty sure I saw Nick like have an aneurysm on video, but Idex and MMU works, you just can't have them printing at the same time. Good point. Sad they don't sell LTT in Europe. They'll ship to Europe, it's just expensive. They will ship to Europe, it's just going to cost you, unfortunately. He was in pain for sure, yeah. Video was very nice to show transparency. Yeah, I appreciated it. I think it was cool. I thought it was cool. I appreciated that it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. There was like legit problems. And more than one legit thing. They're like, yeah, we need to fix that. Sort of defeats the point. Yeah. All right. Let me get a couple of these in here a little better. I thought the GN versus LTT was overdramatic, to be honest, as did I. And I legitimately unfollowed Gamers Nexus as a result of all that. Like, don't get me wrong, I think they legitimately had a few valid points in there. But the problem with... You can clip me on this if you want to, I don't care. Gamers Nexus is pedantic as F. They are the well actually people of computer stuff. He can be a real butthead sometimes. They get so in their own opinions about like cases. They're like, a case, if it doesn't have the perfect airflow, it's garbage. And it's like, I'm sorry, but cases can serve an aesthetic purpose. And I know people that I help configure computers who are like, I know that I'm trading off thermals for aesthetics. And they just refuse to accept that as like a possibility in anybody's decision-making process, I guess. It's just always rubbed me the wrong way. And we watched a few of those videos when all of that went down. I know my case ain't that good, but it's damn pretty. There you go. And it's fine to point out when it's not, but they're like, this is the worst case ever. When it's like, it got 5 degrees Celsius warmer than the best case or whatever. Like, but anyway, they just get really pedantic about stuff like that. And to the point that it really turned me off when I started going after LTT, of just being like, if they're not following the strictest of testing protocols, then they're just not doing things right. And I'm just like, okay, who dictates what the strictest and proper protocols are? You? Okay. I don't know. Their content serves plenty of people. It's literally a media company. Get a grip. Yeah. I mean, so are they. They're a media company. I don't know. Whatever. Just wasn't for me. So I unfollowed. I just said, okay, you know, when they just like beat a dead horse with the whole thing, I unfollowed a long time ago. Yeah. And that's that. I legitimately, I stopped watching their content a long time before I unfollowed. I was like, okay, I need to see what this LTT thing's about. And when I saw the whole LTT thing, I was like, cool, I'm out. I think they want to be more than media with their attitude. Yeah. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with like striving for better. There's nothing wrong with your testing processes being the best. There's nothing wrong with being like everybody else's isn't doing it as well as we are. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's okay. And it's okay to say that, honestly. But it's not okay to say everybody else is doing it completely wrong because they're not doing it the way you're doing it. Like, there are plenty of 3D printing reviewers, like reviewers of 3D printers, who do it wrong, in my opinion. Who, like, the way they review machines is not the way that I think machines should be reviewed. But I don't go around saying you shouldn't do that. I don't go around saying like that's wrong. It's not for me. It's not the way I would like to do reviews. The way I would like to do reviews is unsustainable. So I also understand why people do it the way they do it. And I don't do it anymore. I got to meet Linus, Luke, and Ed, Brandon, Nix, all them at CES and PAX and other events. They were all super cool and talked with me. I've met, you know, they had me at LTX last year, 2023. So I've met pretty much the whole team there, and like super minor situations. Like I talked to Taryn at PAX like last month. Not Taryn. Damn it. Error. The engineer. Oh, I'm sorry. I should know your name. Tynan. I had a chat with Tynan at PAX. Computer content has gotten pretty stagnant lately. I agree. There's just not a whole lot going on in the computer market, unfortunately. Tynan's who I was talking about. Chad Linus. But yeah. It did help LTT to fix their process. The number one thing that I appreciate about what that whole LTT thing did, the number one thing that I think is great that all that nonsense did was let them step back. Because, like, you know, they were like video a day for, you know, close to 10 years, except for Sundays and Fridays. So, like, they finally said, we need to back off. And it's okay if we don't get a video out tomorrow. Like, it's okay. And that's the best thing that came out of that, I think. Like, take some pressure off of their team, take pressure off of themselves and whatever, and just try and produce better content, be better about their testing. Like, don't get me wrong, good things came out of that. A video a day dying was a good business move. I think so. Quality over quantity, age old and true, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I'm doing a good job of it. I'm not saying that. But I put out like 1 to 2 videos a month. I would love to put out 1 video a week. I just can't do it. The content would suffer so badly if I tried to pump out 1 video a week. And that's my goal. My goal is 1 video a week and 1 stream a week. Clearly that hasn't been happening. So like I'm falling down on it. But yeah. They're now doing more videos than they were pre-pause. Yeah, I mean, they have a lot more going on now, so. I think good reviews have a balance between objective, subjective, quantitative, and qualitative aspects. I bought things that GN trashed because it just seemed like what I needed. Totally. And I think that's very fair. I personally try, there's 2 things in reviewing. Sorry. As a reviewer myself, what I see from GN, and I don't mean this to be offensive to them, I don't, but what I see from GN is I see something that I know firsthand is a trap that reviewers fall into. And it is, if we process our system enough, we can data out bias. Does that make sense? Look, what I mean by that is you think that you are generating numbers so much that you cannot be wrong, and that your data cannot be, your opinion cannot be flawed because you're trying to be purely objective and purely based on data. And that is impossible. That is 1000% impossible. We are human beings who need to acknowledge bias and subjectivity because you picked what data sets you were looking for. You picked what data sets you were going to test for. That's subjective. That's a bias. Like, unless you test every possible possibility and then then there's an argument that maybe you should be scientifically researching better possibilities. I don't know. I understand where Linus was coming from in that he was in the mindset of you need to pump out content to put food on the tables. Totally. And that's my problem right now. Like, I have to balance, To make my business more sustainable, I should be putting out 1 video a week. I should. To make my business make actual money, I should be putting out 1 video a week. I can't do it and maintain quality. So it's a fight with myself and a balancing act of trying to pay the bills and still do what I need to do, want to do, quality-wise. I don't know. I don't have the answer for it, but I appreciate it when reviewers talk about products in the scope of their use case and their experience, especially when there's 20 very similar products. Totally. I find. I try my best to acknowledge bias, personally. When I used to review tools, I would always say to me, there's no such thing as a perfect product. It doesn't exist. There is no such thing as a perfect product. There's always issues with everything. I could think the LTT screwdriver is perfect, but I need to look for, if I'm doing a review, I gotta look for a negative. I have to. So the grip on it. When my hands get greasy and oily, it's a little slippery because it's made for working on computers, not greasy, oily things. So if it had a rubberized grip, it'd be better for working on a car, working on this greasy CNC machine. But then the rubberized grip would slowly degrade over time as they do. So I can understand why they wouldn't have wanted that. Like, I'm watching a lot of Gerald Undone videos lately. I like the balance he strikes between objective tests with it. Gerald Undone is one of the best reviewers in the scene, in my opinion. Down to the fact that he is very transparent about bias, about his opinions, and what he does and doesn't test because he just doesn't want to. Yeah, cool. I was getting wild for a while where like what people were reviewing was adjusting prices. I've run into that problem too. I've got a tool around here. I did a video about it like a couple years ago being like, I love this thing. It's the best thing ever. And it's only like $100 on eBay. And then the next day it was like 150. Then the day after that it was 200 because they saw the influx of sales and they jacked the price up. Hadn't heard of Gerald. He only does camera content, really. Rare, but he does computer content, so I like him as a camera nerd. But he's great when it comes to camera stuff, so. Getting sleepy, Carrie. Thank you for being here. Always appreciative. So get yourself some rest. We will catch you in the next one. Remove a little bit of stringing from this part here. I like Jay's 2 cents because his videos, his opinion is a lot of opinion, and he can be goofy. I personally love Jay. I've met Jay. I met Jay at LTX. I got to chat with him like a tiny bit. Really nice guy. Was nice. And I enjoy his content. I do. For the same reasons. I like goofy. I like the goofiness that comes with just not taking everything so seriously. Now, if I'm looking for a review of what graphics card to do, or if I'm looking for a graphics card review or a CPU review, I'll watch Jay's video, but it's not going to be my deciding. Like, it's not where I'm going to decide on things, but I enjoy watching Jay. I do. As somebody who watches a lot of YouTube, I enjoy watching Jay. And I enjoy just like Jay building stuff and like having fun with it and whatever. I appreciate that. I wish I could do more of that myself. I also don't sleep on Wendell. Wendell is awesome. Love Wendell. Level 1 techs. Actually, if anybody hasn't seen it, most of you probably haven't seen it because like nobody watched it. I had Wendell in a video. I had Wendell in a video once. And he was a genuinely wonderful human being to chat with. On and off camera. But it's like enterprise stuff. Yeah, I watch level 1 techs. I will never touch most of the hardware he features, but I enjoy it. Like, I'm just a computer enthusiast. I find it interesting, even if I have nothing to do with it. My LTX video from last year when I attended LTX, Wendell is in there. So. Yeah. Okay, tighten these down. Tighten my screws here. It's weird that his merch is KVM. Is a KVM. Yeah, it is. Weird in a good way. Yeah. That is like the most nerd like thing, you know? That is like, yeah, I get it. I get it. I get that. I appreciate that. And that's always where like Ruby has often said, oh, you should sell stuff. You're like, you should come up with merch things or like products you could sell. And I'm always like, I don't have a product. And like, I really want to get merch. I really want to get shirts going. Hopefully soon. Ruby was working on a new design yesterday, actually. So hopefully soon. But like when it comes to like a product, I'm like, it's got to be something particularly, useful. Something that like innovative, useful, like Wendell's KVM. Wendell said, hey, no KVM on the market does what I want. So he developed a KVM that does what he wants. It's expensive, but like, cool. I have no use for it, but it's really cool that he did it. I'd love to come up with something like that. I don't know what that is right now. Wish I did. How'd the gargoyle turn out? Which one? The gargoyle head or the big gargoyle print? Yeah, I didn't think about that. The big gargoyle print's not going to be in a video now. I was going to do a Halloween video. I can tell you folks, the big print. Yeah, it turned out great. Turned out excellent. I was going to do a Halloween video. I was fully intending to do a Halloween video where I printed just a bunch of big stuff to decorate because we really hadn't decorated for this year. And the big gargoyle was part of that. It was going to go in the yard. But then I ended up deciding I wanted to print a bigger one on the rat rig. So I gave it to my father-in-law. I gave the big one to my father-in-law. It turned out great. Minor issues with it. Like one line across the face where it ran out of filament. I had to change a roll. And you know how sometimes for no apparent reason when it pauses and goes back to a print, you get a weird inconsistency after changing a spool? I had that happen like across the face. Other than that, it turned out great. The thing that I was trying to do, I wanted to print a 2 meter tall Cthulhu, my Cthulhu design. I wanted to do a 2 meter tall. My XL does that sometimes. Man, unfortunate. I wanted to do a 2 meter tall Cthulhu print. Like, you know, lube on pieces, glue it up, paint it and all that, and put it in the yard for Halloween. And I ran out of time. It was just going to take too long. Words hard. Yes, words hard today. I've been sleeping like crap this week. I was up till 3 a.m. finishing the video that went out yesterday. Like 2 nights ago, I was up till 3 a.m. So, you know, it's an off week for me to say the least. But yeah, there was just no time. Like the printing alone for that project was going to be like a week of just printers running. And if any failures happened, I'd be up a river without a paddle. So Wendell never really traveled to conventions when he was with tech syndicates. So I never met him, but yeah, he's a nice dude. Wendell's a very nice dude. Lovely person. Reverend, welcome in. Okay, back to the instructions. Top Z ring, top Z plate. Where'd I put that? I just cleaned it. It's in my hand. All right, this gets a couple of heat press inserts in the side, but they are M2.5s. Gonna change out my tip once again. Uh-oh, where's my M2.5 insert tool? This might be it, actually. I think this might be it. I don't know where I put my M3, actually. Before and after video was great. Thank you. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay, this was my 2.5 tool. I just put in M3 inserts with it. So there's a couple of end stop switch retaining points here. One thing I'd love LMG to start doing, help other content creators develop products and merch. Do an MCN type thing. Yeah, I would love that too. I mean, they've been selling a few products, like Jerry Rig Everything's Knife. They've been selling a few things, but like actually developing, I think they've hinted at like possibly doing that in the past. I would 1000% consider that if they were going to do that. Because, you know, that's the hard part is like, I want quality merch. That's a thing. I want to do quality shirts and stuff, but I can't afford, I'm not an LTT. I can't afford to inventory thousands of shirts or whatever to get the best price and good quality and everything. Or buy dozens of samples just to compare them and find the best one. I can't afford that. So, insert. Need to grab my pliers. Where they at? I don't know where my little pliers I always keep on the bench are. It's the problem with cleaning. The problem with cleaning. The screwdriver was an insane investment, but paid off in the long run. Totally. I love those things. Totally. I'm gonna put this here to help. There we go. Did I have another one out yet? Guess I didn't. Hope I didn't. I've bought GN, J2 Sense, and other brands, and the best is LTT. Yeah. I wish I could be on that quality level. I wish. I aspire, and if they were to take on people, I'd be chomping at the bit to get in on that. I know I've been bothering you a lot lately about printers, but between the Voron 2.4 and Trident, which would you recommend? Trident. For Grant, knowing what your aim is for a machine, the Trident. It's an easier build by a slim margin. The Trident's a slightly easier build. If you do the inverted electronics mod, it's easier to service. And it has the potential to be a faster and more reliable machine due to not having quad gantry leveling situation going on. Because the gantry is fixed into the frame. So it has the possibility of being a slightly faster machine. I mean, like, slightly better IS charts and whatever. Like, not a big deal, but... inverted electronics and clickety-clack fridge door mod. Yeah, those are good ones. Those are good ones. Running my hands over the holes in this is making weird sounds. I've never built a Trident. I think I have enough parts to build one. I should do that. Should. I hadn't built one until I built that one at Earth with Steve. And then afterward, I was like, I need to build one of these for myself. All right, bearings. I would do Trident just for the inverted electronics. I do love seeing my 2.4 print though. Me too. That's why I prefer the 2.4 as a content creator. Nadir, thanks for being here. Have a good one. As a content creator for filming the machine, yeah. Any experience with a VZ-Bot? Striking similar than a Trident? No. I'm supposed to be getting a VZ-Bot kit, but it hasn't arrived yet. I don't know where, what. Last time I talked to Mello, they hadn't shipped it yet. So I don't have any personal experience with one. Dang it, I just dumped a bunch of screws. From what I know of VZ-Bots, YO Ben, thank you for becoming a channel member, appreciate it. It's kind of like a Trident on steroids. It's a hard build compared to a Voron, good to know. I think a Voron is about the easiest in the DIY space. I don't know if that's just because I built a handful of them, so I'm familiar with their design language or what, but whenever I build something else, I'm always finding things where I'm like, this isn't quite as easy as a Voron. VZBot is focused more on speed, less on like day-to-day reliability, I think. Don't get me wrong, you could build a day-to-day reliable machine and tune it and make it your own thing, but I think a Trident's going to be a lot easier to get that done. The moving bed on the Prusa XL has been a minor annoyance versus the fixed bed on the Voron 2. I don't find it annoying. I do prefer fixed bed personally, but yeah. Manual is not very good for the VZBot. You got to go back to the CADs a lot. I built plenty of machines that way, so I'm pretty used to that, but yeah. I built mine before the kits were available, and mine is 48 volt and all-wheel drive. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'm supposed to be getting a kit from Mello. They reached out. They offered to send one. I really want to do it, but we'll see. So it'll arrive when it'll arrive. I feel like the Voron beta testing process has evolved compared a lot to the other DIY printers. I think you're right. I think they spend an annoying amount of time in beta, but it works out, you know? So, oh, YO Ben with 10 gifted subs, memberships, whatever. 10 gifted memberships coming in from YO Ben. Thank you, YO Ben. We got Eric Wolf Schult. We got Nadir at CN3D, The Reverend, Kittrell Eberwine, Ken E, Petty Ruxpin, Walter Samuel, Stephen Machado, Eric, oh, you're just saying thank you, and Ken Borneval, sorry for butchering your name there. Thank you very much to YO Ben for the gifted subs. Very minor, I just prefer it fixed. Yeah, I prefer it fixed too. Looking to do a pellet extruder, then on the Voron, we'll be purchasing the Rev D then. Cool. VZBot is a speed printer though. It is a toy. Yeah, and that's why I want it. Like originally when Mello reached out, they asked if I wanted the 235 or the 330. And I said 330 because I like 300mm machines. This is a tight fit. And then I went back to them and I said, never mind, can you please send the 235? Because if I'm going to build a VZBot, I want the VZBot to be as fast as it can be. If I'm going to build one, it better be fast, you know? So, it'll arrive when it arrives. Or it won't. I don't know. Can't really. Mine's a 330 built from an original Tronxy. Cool. VZBot is a purpose-built drag racer, while the Voron is more of a regular kit car. That makes sense. It's more like your show car driver. It's your take it out and enjoy it machine. They also have the build process dialed in versus others. Yeah, totally. I think it comes down to they spend a good amount of time in documentation and everybody else should just be copying what they're doing. I don't know why, but this one hole is just a little tight on this bearing. Which is weird because the other side of it is beautiful. So you'd think these bores are the same. I modified this piece too, so it could be me. I have a custom VZ180 downsized 330 frame. Ooh. You've mentioned that before. I gotta see that. Have you ever posted that on the Discord, Nuno? Or could you post that on the Discord? I'm curious to see it. My Discord, that is. Should be a link in the description. Oh, there might not be a link in the description of this video, actually. If I haven't, you gifted a sub after you left the stream. Eh, well, thanks for being here either way, Nadir. Let me grab the Discord link and pin it. For anybody who's not in the Discord. Paste. Send. Pin. There's the link to my Discord. I'd love to see that. I went VZ because everybody was doing Voron. Totally reasonable. I went Voron because everybody was doing Voron. I did it, you know, like, because I wanted to build something with a lot of community support, you know? Join us. All right. Bearings in place now. Different tools for different purposes. Yeah. I'm different that way. Understandable. I generally like to be different too. Can't say I don't. Locking collar goes on the screw. There's a second locking collar here. There's a belt and pulley. There it is. Locking collar. Put a little lock set on this locking screw here. The amount of hardware is hurting my wallet to look at. I mean, it all comes in the kit, but yeah, there is not an insignificant amount of it. Okay, now this top plate goes on here. There we go. As the shaft jams into my hand. That's why I have Gremlin X, not very many AMCs out there. Completely reasonable stance. There are not a lot of AMCs out there. You are completely correct on that one. I've worked on a surprising number of AMCs for how few of them are out there, but you're not wrong. All right. Ah. My Hornet and Eagle would disagree. Oh, we've got an AMC meetup going on in the chat. Well, that's something I never would have expected. Definitely wouldn't have expected that. Oh, somebody asked a while ago in chat, I don't know if you're still here, about the Hot Rod Hippie background. Somebody asked about the Hot Rod Hippie background, if it's still here. It is still here. If you look at this week's video, when I mentioned the mechanical space, there's a shot at like 17 minutes. It's like, I had to tell somebody about it earlier. So it's like exactly at 17 minutes where I show the mechanical area in the shop. It's right over there. That's where my toolboxes are. The Hot Rod Hippie background is in that shot. It's on the concrete wall over there. I mounted it to the concrete wall. So, yep. It is here. The Hot Rod Hippie background, the backdrops lives on. I make like a specific point when I move. I'm like, this has to keep coming with me for people who remember it. Those people are few and far between, I think. But yeah. Go figure, AMC guys in the chat. Yeah. How many toolboxes do you have, Lord Mighty? 5. I have 5. 2 Matcos, 1 Snap-on, and these 2 Huskies. And I should probably have more. My grandpa was the overseer of warranty of AMC in Canada. Cool. AMC family. I have a few videos of printing with Discord sucks to send video. Yeah. Thanks for sharing anyway. I would guess the remaining AMCs are owned by passionate people. I would guess the majority, for the most part, you are accurate on that. Yep. I was going to ask how many Snap-on. One small Snap-on box. Have to pick up some US General toolboxes. I don't like their toolboxes particularly well. And honestly, these Huskies are the same quality for less money. All right, get this piece tight in here. AMX was a pretty cool car. It had its charms. I like the AMX. I did not like the AMX GT that I was building. That thing was an abomination. All right. Now we get a pulley on top of here for the belt. So this has a belt drive mechanism where this NEMA 23 is going to mount down in here, and then a belt drive to the Z-axis for gear reduction. Gear reduction. Moji, welcome in. How is everyone? I'm doing all right. My voice isn't 100%, but I'm doing all right. I think everybody else seems to be doing pretty good too. Thanks for asking. Why does this not seem like a good fit? I think there's a burr in this grub screw. Yep, that one didn't fit right, but this one does. Baked me out to think it was the wrong size, but it's not. Got back from candy hunting with the kids. Fun, fun, fun. They have a good time. I should check my camera to see if any kids have stopped by yet. I don't think so. Only 4:45 here, so I doubt it. I doubt it, but then I also don't have children, so I have no idea if that's a reasonable thought process. Candy Hunters just started here, yeah. Events. Nope, the last person on my porch was Ruby putting candy out there. All right, so this goes on to here. 5:30-ish usually. Cool. That's what I figured. That is what I figured on. Okay, so these lock onto here. Where's my M2? I would not be down to trick or treat in the weather we have, but I'm from Houston, so maybe it's me. I was wondering about that here, like looking at the rain and going, I wonder, but I don't know. I imagine folks here are pretty used to it. The Ring Brothers AMX is pretty wild. Ring Brothers everything is pretty wild. Ring Brothers just do wild stuff. They do beautiful, beautiful work. All right, now it's motor and pulley time on the motor side. It's 50 and rainy up here. I think it's about that here. Yeah, 51 and rainy here too. So 51 and rainy, but I mean, that's Portland fall weather. Being new to your house means you need to think about prior people and if they put out candy or not. Good call, beer to bucket. I didn't think about that. You're right. I think the people who lived in my house before were not very nice people. So got to do dinner before candy hunting. All right, Derek, thanks for stopping by. Have a good time. Hope the kids enjoy it. Red Pan, what happened to your rat rig build? It's up and running. It's up and running, ready to go. I should have a video about it soon, TM. I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks I'll have a video out about my won't be a full review, but it'll be like my first impressions of the rat rig. Like the process, the build process, the parts, the process of getting it up and running. I've got a handful of thoughts I've put together about like things to talk about. So yeah. 28 Fahrenheit here. Woof. Had our first snow day yesterday. Oh man. Doesn't really show where the motor should be. Okay. Which way? It doesn't really show which way the motor cable should be. I'm just going to point it toward the back for now. Okay, so what screws go into this? It is M5 by 20s, M530, M522, M520s, and I need some lock nuts, and I think washers. And washers, cool. Greetings from Germany, awesome. Yes, I will have that video hopefully soon. I gotta get a few sponsor obligations done, but yeah, it'll be happening. Okay. I've also already had a chat with the folks at RatRig being like, hey, like I didn't want to blindside them with some of my negative thoughts about their machine. Like I had a few thoughts of things that I think need to improve. Not deal breakers by any means, but like things that, you know, that I see improvement. So I took the list to them to be like, hey, here's the things. Like if you have a statement of like, hey, this is why it's that way, or you just want to let me know like, oh, we're working on that or whatever, you know, so. And Miguel, the CEO, gave me a great little email response. I got to get back to him and say thank you for that. But yeah. So. Come on. These nuts are... I'm holding the motor in place and the nuts are sealed up. Oops. Here's my M3 insert tool. I don't know why it's sitting on the bench. Motor goes toward the back and the pulley will be on the top for the belt, I think. Yeah. But motor connector toward the back? Cool. That's the way I have it. I figured that's the like neutral position. The wire can always reach either direction. So, got it pointing toward the back. Okay. Okay, I need a wrench to tighten those. Do I have one here? This isn't a... oh, I do. Oh, there's my pliers I was missing. I just happen to have an M8 wrench on the bench. Yay! A wrench on the bench. Okay. Come on. Direct product feedback is an underestimated part of the product reviewing IMO. Totally. And it is something that some companies aren't very good at receiving. There's definitely a bit of a hubbub around that right now in reviewing when it comes to 3D printing about the idea of like understanding that criticism can help to improve your products. And only getting positive reviews is not a good look on your company. Oh, FL Sun, I mean, they're one of them. They are one of them. I'm glad I'm not doing reviews so much anymore. It stinks. It really stinks. Like, FL Sun makes a good product. Are they perfect? No. But that's common from engineers and mechanics standpoint. Yep. Yep. There's definitely a problem of engineers in the 3D printing world in general. So, yeah, there's definitely a problem in the 3D printing world with engineers not wanting to take criticism or whatever. The MKBHD effect has companies terrified. I mean, I guess reasonable. Uh-oh, can I get this on here? This belt. I don't know if it's going to stretch into place with the... Oh, it will. Okay, cool. Woo. With the adjustment. I even extended the adjustment range when I modified this part. Okay, cool. Products can come from outside marketing companies. Yeah, I mean, that's a problem that happens, but I've been pretty lucky with the outside marketing companies I've worked with. I've got one I'm working with right now. I got a machine, maybe, that's here, that I'm working with a marketing company, but the marketing company has put me in touch with their engineers at the company. So if I have any problems or things I want to point out or talk about, I have contact. So, like, it's awesome. Welcome to rainy season. So far, so good. Thanks. I felt bad. We had our gutters cleaned yesterday, and it was raining the whole time the guy was cleaning the gutters. I felt bad, for sure. This needs to go a little further. I felt bad, but I felt bad about it, but I also, when we very first moved in, I told them that the gutters needed to be cleaned, and they had plenty of time to do it before now. So, while I felt bad about it, it's not for lack of me saying something. He's probably used to it. I'm fairly sure you're right. Fairly sure you're right, but still didn't look like fun. Still didn't look like fun. That's the thing. So everybody's like, oh, you're going to hate the rainy season. I'm like, I don't care. I work in the studio. You know? For the most part, not that big a deal to me. This is mild and normal. Yeah, I figured this is pretty much to be expected normal. Okay. The next thing in the instructions tell us to install these Z support braces, but because I've got the full metal jacket, which is these big metal side pieces, no ponchos or umbrellas, I wear a rain jacket, and you're not going to change me on that one. I'm fine with the weather, but I'm going to be wearing a rain jacket. So these metal side plates are called full metal jacket. They're the reinforcement pieces here, so I don't need these support pieces the instructions are calling out right now. You didn't deliberately organize it when it's supposed to be raining, so you get a pass, or should give yourself a pass. Thank you. That's a reasonable point on it. Appreciate it. Okay. I think this piece. Yeah, this piece. I got to put some inserts into this. Yeah. Ugh. Okay, where are my inserts? M3. guess these are the ones. Waiting for heat up on my soldering iron. Cool. Put a couple inserts in. I think we're darn near done with the assembly of the Z-axis until it gets mounted to the main frame, I think. Which we've still got to put the main frame together, but just knocked the lens over twice. Where's your heat press? I've been too lazy to put it together, or never ever remembering to put it together. So, nowhere? Doesn't exist yet? Oh, okay. So this mounts to the Y-axis. Got it. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Which press do you have? I have VLMP from Vector 3D. I have Vector 3D's VLMP. Adam sent it to me forever ago, like way too long. I should have put it together a long time ago. So yeah. Next stream should be the heat press build. You can continue with this easier. Yeah, maybe Sunday. I already said that. Maybe we'll original or new one. He sent me the original, but then he sent me the files for the new one. So I need to get a couple pieces of hardware to put it together, I think, to upgrade. But it'll be the 2. When I put it together, it will be the 2. So yeah, maybe Sunday stream. Maybe a Sunday morning stream, we'll do that. Because I don't think it'll take too long, hopefully. I had the original one, but like the updated version. The updated version looks like he definitely did a great job of like sleeking it up a little bit. You know, since Iconics hit the market and is like a sleeker stealth press, you know. So Adam did a good job of giving it a little more panache. Okay, we got a... I'm gonna hold off on that for the second, I think. It'll be easier to do on its side. I was gonna order the updated printed files, yeah. New stealth press out tomorrow. Well, I'm gonna put together the VLMP. I've got everything to do it, so. I've got everything to do the VLMP, I just gotta do it. Just gotta do it. Alright, these get a couple of roll-ins here on the side. I like the idea of the big plate at the bottom, yeah. Alright, roll in. Roll in, roll in, roll in. Oh, roll-ins, I've missed you working on that rat rig. Oh, I missed you. I missed you so. Okay. M512. Reminding me of the rat rig. It's not quite rat rig color scheme. It is very similar. Any updates on the VCore 4? It is up and running. I'm going to do a video about it soon, but I don't know. Maybe I should do a print and chill stream with it. I guess I could. Maybe. Gotta see. We've evolved past the need of hammerheads, yeah. But I will have at least a video on the Rat Rig VCore 4 in the not too distant future. Hex nuts and print and hammerheads are not fun. Agreed. I very much appreciate not having to deal with those. I don't know where the other piece for this is. The one that goes in the side here. Maybe I didn't print it. I think I did, but maybe I didn't. I don't see it. I'm gonna dig for it later. As I fall over, as I guess. Roll-ins are just the ultimate. I mean, yeah. What neon green or yellow is it? It is lime green, yeah. As Sebas said there, it's lime green ABS from Polymaker. Lime green ABS. All right, time to grab the Y-axis so we can put this onto the Y-axis. Get hardware a little out of the way here. Might have to order that color. It's a weird color. I couldn't find a project for it for the longest time until I finally decided to use it on this. I think it comes across pretty accurately on screen though. So a lot of colors don't come across perfectly on screen, but this one does. Love it. Wait, have you seen the Rat Rig V-Chunk, or has anyone for that matter? I mean, I've seen that it exists. I haven't seen one in person. People have built them. I haven't, nor do I intend to. Nothing against it. I just don't really have any reason. Spooky costume. Yeah, it's I am a Game Boy. Welcome in, Zombie Hedgehog. Okay, let's get this out of the way for a second and grab the Y-axis. Here's hoping I win the Milo from West 3D. When are they giving one away soon? Y-axis. I'm gonna move the Z-axis out of the way real quick. So I gotta put some roll-ins into this so I can screw that onto here and we can make a mini milling machine. It's almost like that's what we've been doing the whole time. Rep racks are great for filament storage. Yeah, I really need filament storage, but I need drywall on that wall. I think we're gonna end up putting rep racks on that wall. I wasn't 100% if that's what I wanted to do, but I think it's gonna happen. Okay. Roll in. Go there. Have you tried the BQ cryo plate? Yeah, cryo grip sheets. I have one. I haven't tried it yet. Haven't tried it yet. All right, just lining up a couple of these in here, so I'm ready to put that on. Have you seen Robert Cohen's filament storage drawers? They're a nice option if you have deeper space like shelves. Yeah, that is a neat idea, and it's, I don't know, I've considered. I gotta figure it out. I like rep racks perfectly fine, but here I have a lot more problems with humidity. A lot more problems with humidity than I did in Philadelphia already. So I've had to dry filament here more than I did before. Start at the lowest temp listed. Okay, good to know. I have the Glacier and it does stick well. Okay. I think I might have put those backwards. Oh well. Of what I intended. Come on. This one roll-in's fighting me. There we go. That surprises me. I nearly never dry stuff. I never dried stuff before I moved here. Never did. I rarely dried things before I moved here. Get some racks on wheels so they move out of the way. Not a bad idea. I'm trying to put things more mobile here. I want to be able to film like almost 365 degrees in this space, so total possibility. Like, I don't think this second toolbox is going to live here. I think that one's going to stay there, but I think that one's going to go away. Not away, but probably, it'll probably be over here at that edge, I think. And then, so I'll have this whole area behind me there where I could build in like the cabinet kind of storage or drawer storage or something like that. I don't know. Undecided. Okay. Z-axis time. Z-axis onto here. I'm gonna line these up a little bit real quick while I'm holding this here. Pre-alignment. Do a little pre-alignment. Cool. And now this sits down over this. Ooh, that is a tight fit. Ugh, it's a tight fit, but it's on there. Okay, now are these supposed to be against these extrusions? It doesn't really. Oh shit! Sorry. There's supposed to be a couple of inserts in, or a couple of roll-ins here too. Okay. I missed that. There's supposed to be a couple of roll-ins in the upright as well. I gotta get back off here. You can get racks to fit frisbees, which are about the same size as spool filaments. Interesting. Spools of filament. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna slide these in and slide them up here a fair bit so I can like come back and work them into where they need to be. Ooh, this one's tight. 7 hours into my first plate of 6 for 1000% dummy 13 print. Oh boy, that's a fun project. Yeah, that's a fun one. That's gonna be like darn near, what, 5 foot tall? I don't know the exact scale of dummy 13. I've just seen other ones that are pretty large, so. I'm considering making a drying room. There you go. Some people have humidors. I've got a drying room. Some people have humidors. I have a drying room. All right. I'm going to put these screws in first. That'll draw it back, and then tighten these side ones. My ever-present trick to align roll-ins when you can't really see them is stick a hex wrench through there, through the hole, till it hits, back out the hex wrench a little bit, and then boom, stick the hex wrench through the hole. There we go, aligned. Okay, so there's what, the M5 by 12s here? 5 by 12s, yes. Where'd I put the 5 by 12s? Oh, here they are. Didn't that model win a Prusa Award? I haven't watched the Prusa Award thing. Did it? You could get a dry sauna and just fill it with filament. Yeah, that's what I should have done with my HVAC closet, making a drying area. Excuse me. All right. This is like drawing in the upright, which is what I expected. Which heat press were you guys talking about earlier? VLMP by Vector 3D. Let me grabbing his link now. Drop it in chat. Dropped it in chat. Hope maybe Sunday. I gotta plan out the next couple of days a little bit better, but maybe Sunday we can do an assembly stream on that. I also gotta reach out to Adam and figure out what hardware I'm missing from my kit that I have. VLMP 1 is free, 2 is paid. Okay. 2 is a more refined looking machine, but 1 will still do the job. This one's not quite lined up right. See if I can get that out of there. Okay, let's try and line this up a little better. I think this insert fell a little. Damn it, this roll-in fell down a little bit. Come on, go up. Damn it. Hard to reach. Oh, you pain. It can go down just a little too far. I'm gonna use a hex wrench to try and pull it up. There we go. Bent my hex wrench a little bit, but okay, let's try that again. Okay. Now we'll try and put that back in there. Okay, now I'm actually properly drawing this in. Cool. That's just pulling this whole Z-axis back against this printed part here to set the proper space, and then I'll tighten the ones in the sides. What's wrong with doing it by hand? Not a lot wrong with doing heat sets by hand. I've been doing it for ages that way, but you know, sometimes you're not perfectly straight. And the whole point of a heat press is to make sure you're repeatedly going straight 90 degrees in as they're supposed to be, which not all the parts are going to work that way, since like some parts are odd angles and stuff, but it just saves you from those rare times where you might be offset, or if you're not very good at it and you don't always get a straight shot. Because like if you got like let's say you got a plate with like 4 heat press inserts and one of them's crooked, getting the screw started in it could just be a nightmare. So useful for longer screws, totally. If you got like a long screw passing through a printed part and your heat insert is just a little crooked, it could strip out pretty easily. They're just soft brass, you got to remember. So okay, now these side ones, I'm gonna raise up the bench a little bit. Not thinking about the fact that I have a standing desk I could be raising up here for you folks. Okay. As I gotta stick my big head in here. Okay. Handful of inserts into this. Not inserts, screws. I am shaky today. Right. All right, I'm gonna do the other side before I tighten these down. Did you decide on a t-shirt design? The interest level on the t-shirt design was a little lower than I'd hoped it would be. Not to say it's not gonna happen, but I gotta figure it out. So it should happen. I really could use the help to get the studio going a little more, so we'll see. I gotta talk with Ruby about that. Maybe I'll do that after stream. Right. But she's actually working on yet another t-shirt design. A little more like maybe broadly appealing t-shirt design. Now, or was yesterday. Was yesterday. Trying to come up with a cool looking 3D printer infill that isn't Hilbert Curve. Hilbert Curve's my favorite, but I don't want to copy. Joel, 3D printing nerd, has a Hilbert Curve t-shirt. I don't want to copy that. My design wouldn't be a copy, but I do like Hilbert Curve though. That's the face of this piece is all Hilbert Curve black on that black layer. All right. Those are all in there. Does this have us do anything about squaring the Z to the wall? No, not really. Okay. Just attach. Okay. I assume maybe we come back later and do some squaring or checking, or we just count on the printed parts possibly. Or the printed parts, the machine fit of these being good? I don't know. All right. Hilbert Curve made out of jeans, the kitty kind. Remove the top layer and show infill. Yeah, I mean, I've looked at that for numerous things to kind of demonstrate to Ruby like the infill types, but yeah. The problem is, like, I love gyroid infill. The gyroid infill on a single layer is just squiggly lines. You know, it needs depth to it to really see the fun that is gyroid. So, like, that doesn't really work in a line drawing on a t-shirt, you know? I don't know. Infill chart? It's kind of a specific use case. I can't really explain it without showing you the design, and I don't have it. Ruby's working on it. So. All right, a couple more of these tight, and we've got the basics of a mini milling machine. Look at that. We've got a Y, X, and Z axis. Zoom out the other angle. It's like a little mini milling machine. Look at that. Who'd have thought? Who would have thought about it? You made it back before the end. Welcome back, Jeff. Welcome, welcome. Did this get popped out somehow? It did. Kind of looks like a Milo CNC. I know, doesn't it? It's such a coincidence, isn't it? Wild, wild. Okay, now we are on to, next up is spindle mounting. Here's our spindle mount piece. Gets a couple of the M5 inserts in this one. I swapped my M5 insert tip. The UFO design looked great. The UFO design's still gonna happen. We're just looking for maybe a little more general appeal shirt, I think, with the second design. I love the UFO one, and I want it to happen. So, just, you know, figuring stuff out. Also, Ruby being my creative director, when her whims take her in a direction, I am not going to discourage them. All right. All right, so this is a spindle mount. It gets a couple of inserts in the side of it. I could probably make an attachment for this to make this one really big CNC controlled heat press insert tool. All right. Where's my U? Shave down some excess here, some squish out. Okay. Happy manufacturing coming through. Welcome in. Member for 5 months, appreciate it. Have you seen the latest episode of Project Binky? No, I don't really like watch Project Binky. It doesn't really speak to me. No offense to them, just it's not for me. So I will add the Y-axis protection, like the Prusa XL. Oh, the bellows thing. Yeah, I want to do that. I do want to do that. That will happen. Okay, M5 by 100s and a couple of washers on these. So 4 M5 by 100s and 4 washers. Yeah, I do want to get a bellows on the Y-axis, so I'm not filling that up with chips. I do want to do that. I just got to find... I'm sure somebody's figured that out by now. Somebody had to have figured out a good option for that, right? Oh, Bearded Bucket coming in with gifted memberships. Then gotta run. All right, thanks for being here, and thank you for the gifted memberships, Bearded Bucket. We got Mr. Tiberium, Loop 101, Edwin Ringersma, Questionable Choices, and Timor 714 getting gifted memberships from Bearded Bucket. Thank you very much. Great way to gift and leave. Yep, gift and leave, classic. Yep. Oh, classic Bearded Bucket. I mean, I don't know that that's classic, but I appreciate it. All right. Oh, Steve Builds coming in with some gifted subs too. Thank you, Steve, for the gifted memberships. We got Yojimbo, Alex Marsh, Dario Espina, Mad Cat USA, and Iconic Fab, all getting gifted memberships. Appreciate it, Steve. Thank you. Okay, now the spindle assembly, this housing, goes like this. And then onto here. It's looking like a milling machine. How strange. Jermaine, hello. There we go. Some of these are fitting in a little nicer than others. Where's my LCT screwdriver? It's going to be easier than this. Just need the right tip. Boom. Would you attempt a 3D printed guitar body on the rat rig? I don't see why not. I don't play guitar, so that's one reason why not. But Selena does, so I can make one for Selena. Okay. All right, I can put some nylock nuts on the back of these. Do they get washers on the nylocks? No. Yeah, no. No nylocks, or no washers, that's fine. I mean, it's a machined aluminum plate, and I don't think it really needs it. Other printers need to make it multi-parts, so you could be done on the 500, no doubt. Cool. I'll have to look at it. I've never really looked at it because, you know, I don't play guitar, so I've never bothered to look at that. But that could be fun. Make it as big as I could in like a single piece. I imagine we could do the body in one piece and then do the neck in another or something. Or something. Yeah. Dropping this nut in here. This one ended up a little too far in. Just use a wood neck. Okay, so just get like a uh-oh. I just dropped a screw in here, or nut in here. Damn it. LTT screwdriver, come to the rescue. You're gonna be a stainless nut. Damn it. Hey, it came out. Still manageable. I could still pick this up fairly easily. So that's a good thing. For now. Need to be tuned for the fret bars. Okay. That makes sense. Specific tuning process of the wood kind of is an integral part, I guess. I understand the concept of guitars, but don't play with them. Surely you could do extrusions for the neck. Oh, that's an interesting concept. I'm sure, like, you know, wouldn't be the purest sound level or sound quality, but still fun. Especially for the fact that I'm almost certainly not going to play it. Well, I'm definitely not going to play it, so. Dang it, I just dropped this one into there as well. Like it's ready-made to fall into the linear rail area. Okay, where's my... Who are you calling Shirley? Yeah. Everybody. Got a problem with it, bub? I don't remember how the rest of that line goes. Don't call me Shirley. But that's all I remember. Be a nice wall hanger. Yeah, totally. Haven't watched Airplane in far too long to remember any of that. That's probably a crime. Be a millennial who hasn't watched Airplane in a long time. Ugh. What am I even doing with my life? I have some motors and controllers and have it tune itself. Alright, I don't want to tighten these nuts, but I do need to like run them in a bit. Because we got to put the spindle in here. At least you get the reference. Yeah, I do that. I do that. Okay. Okay. Two more, and I think we put the spindle in next. Not quite. Cable management continued. So many cable managements. Oh, okay. I see where the other end of a chain goes now. Goes to the side of the spindle mount. 3D Manic Vince, welcome in. Hello. Evening. Coming together. We're getting a machine here, yeah? I'm having to dodge this microphone right in front of my face now. It's probably also making my voice a little bit louder at this point, sorry, since it's much closer proximity to me. Okay. There's another cable chain piece that goes on here. I think it's this one. This one? Doesn't look right. I gotta look at the LDO documentation. There's slightly different LDO documentation that I haven't really been looking at. Probably check that. Look at the LDO. Excuse me, the LDO stuff. Supplementary print guide. Volume's good and the ratcheting sound is oddly satisfying. Good to know. Just looking at what the... Nope. Z drag chain mount. Yes. That's this one, I think. Just trying to make sure that I got like the right pieces here. I'm pretty sure I printed both the LDO pieces and the Milo pieces at some point. So, just trying to check. This is the LDO one. Okay. 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 This gets heat press inserts. M3s. This is one of those ones where like a heat press insert tool wouldn't be a lot of help because it's such an odd shape. Like I could make a jig or something. If this was a part that I had to do every day, all day, I'd make like a piece that this set into that could be easily done. But, you know, oops, shit. I got the M5 tip on here. Damn it. I try not to curse on stream, but I'm making enough dumb mistakes today. Cool off. Cool off. Let's do a hot swap. Hot swap. Mural on the door. Not a bad idea. Ooh, that's hot. Not a bad idea. I'm not 100% what to do. I haven't discussed it much. I might as well discuss it with you folks on stream. Why not? Q-Forge mural. That's a good idea. That's a real good idea. Especially with the 500, I could do like a couple big printed panel kind of things. Dumb mistake, more content. Yeah. So the whole theme that I want for this studio in the end is cyberpunk. I wanted this to be a cyberpunk studio. Kind of match my synthwave and, you know, color schemes and all that. So I want like a cyberpunk aesthetic going on in here. This door, I just don't want this door anymore. If I owned this house, which we rent, I don't own it. Yes, I know I do a lot of stuff I shouldn't do for the fact that I rent it. Cool. If I owned this place right now, I would remove this door and I would just close the wall off. So what I'm going to do, short of that, since I don't own the place, is I'm going to take the garage door opener down. I'm going to take the track, this track down. Like the mounting places will still be there. So worst case scenario, I can put them back. I'm going to save them. I'm not getting rid of them, but I'm going to get rid of all that. So the door is not going to open. Hopefully it won't mean an end to the madness shirts. No. So I'm going to keep this door, obviously, but I'm going to probably build like a 2x3 wall in front of it so I can put sound insulation in there. And because, you know, this door is not very sound insulating. I can hear traffic driving by while I'm filming. Not ideal. And it'll be a little better thermal insulation too. So build a wall from wall to wall here. There's like an alcove over there, so there's space to do that. Close it in. Like I did the one in Philadelphia. I did the same thing there with a smaller door. I'm just going the other way here. Getting rid of the bigger door, keeping the smaller door. So get rid of it, and then probably build a bench in front of it. But I'm thinking like, if I build a bench, make like little stall kind of things, like, you know, a cyberpunk market. Like you wander down an alleyway, and there's like a food vendor in the alley with like, you know, a heads-up display kind of thing, just showing you prices of their wares or whatever. Not entirely figured it out yet, but the concept is go kind of cyberpunky with everything. So yes, neon lights and like displays for everything, like mount a 27-inch monitor on the wall with a Raspberry Pi just displaying trippy signage type stuff on display or whatever. Okay, I got the heat press inserts into this one. This mounts to the side of the spindle over here where you can't see it right now. So that's kind of the thought process. So I'm not 100% how that's going to happen yet. Ideally, it would have been planned out before I started a single thing. Oh, sorry, Gene. I just dropped a screw on Gene. Ideally, it would have been fully planned out before I ever did any of the work I did, but I just had to get moving with the project so I could get working in here. So, are you planning to eventually buy out or playing it by ear? Playing it by ear, but our ultimate goal is to buy the place. Whether that's a reality or not, I don't know, but that's the ultimate goal. Mike needs a pair of sunglasses and a mustache. Yeah, in the frame so freaking much. That is the ultimate goal. Ultimate goal is to own the place. We don't foresee wanting to move from here, and so yeah. But you know, it's up to the owners whether or not they'd ever actually want to sell it. So we'll see someday, hopefully, if YouTube money ever actually becomes what people think it is. Googly eyes, yeah. I don't know where my googly eyes are. I had that moving blanket shelf in my last video that I wanted to put googly eyes on, but I couldn't find my googly eyes. Helga, welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in, Helga. Okay. I got drag chain mount on this side. I'm not worried about drag chains at the second. I could put the drag chain in here, but I'm going to put the table on. I want to get the mechanics together. And okay, instructions. We basically have everything from the table up right now here. So time to build the table that this is going to sit on. The base frame that holds the electronics and such. So I haven't put the handles on here yet either. I'm not too worried about that at the moment. Whoops. Brought back my other webcam. Needs to go away. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get this out of the way so we can get this built. Extrusion, Extrusions. Okay, so there's 3 extrusions wide that make up the base. I think 2 tall. Ooh, I don't know if I printed these pieces. Uh-oh. Might be an early end of a stream. Yay! That's not what I intended. But I don't think I printed these pieces. These ones that hold the front of these extrusions together. I don't think I printed those because I was modifying them and I never finished modifying them. Darn it. That's going to take way too long to print those. Uh-oh. I was tweaking the design on those and I never finished it. I was like, oh yeah, I'll finish that when I need them. I need them now. I forgot to finish it. I got the legs. Got the feetsies. Little feetsy standoffs. But I don't think I have. Nope. Ah, dang it. Well, it's right about 3 hours into stream. That's the minimum I had intended to stream anyway. What else can I do? I can't do that. Those skirt pieces I haven't printed. Alright. Look through the instructions here a little bit so I can show you what I'm talking about. The pieces that go at the front and back of this table, I didn't print those. Because there's a couple different versions of them, and I was tweaking them to my own liking to work with the LDO parts. Like there was an aesthetic one that has like hexes on the face of it that I liked, but it didn't fit the LDO parts. So I was modifying it to fit the LDO parts, and I never finished modifying it, never finished printing it, or never printed it because I never finished modifying it. CAD class. Let's open up the CAD. Sure. You see the ones I did? No, Steve, I haven't seen them. Let me... Boop, boop, boop. Give me 1 second. Go to YouTube here. I'm going to do a thing now. Steve, I made you a moderator so you can drop a link in the chat. I made you a mod so you can drop a link in the chat. Let me open up. I'm opening up the Fusion in the background right now. I don't know if we're going to do much in the way of CAD right now, but let's at least take a look. Because I don't remember where I left off. I know I was intending to do what I'm talking about. I don't know if I ever actually did it. We're going to find out. Not Google. Rockwool silicosis. Now that's an ominous search. Yeah, somebody commented about it in the video because I didn't wear a respirator while I was doing that. While I was putting up the rockwool, and I was like, I'm fairly sure I've looked into this before, and rockwool does not cause silicosis. Because they were like, oh, not wearing a respirator is going to give you silicosis working with rockwool. I looked at it, it doesn't. It's been shown that rockwool is... The fibers of rockwool are much larger than like asbestos or something, so it's really not a problem. Oh, you put a logo in the middle of it, Steve. Well, I like that. You're stronger than rockwool. Yeah, sure. Okay, I like the logo you put in that, Steve. So let's look at Steve's files here real quick. Why is it showing that? It's stuck on... Oh, I'm in the wrong window. That's why. I have multiple Chrome windows open. Let me fix that. Ugh, too many Chromes. I need to do like Steve does and have a dedicated Google account that I use during streams. Probably. Okay, instructions. Here we go. Okay. So he's got these front pieces, and you'll notice they have a notch in them. This notch piece right here gave me immunity to silicosis from working with hot rods. You're not... If anything's going to be the death of me, it'll be that for sure. And it's got this interlocking front piece that my base hasn't sagged. Okay. You know what? Okay. That's a good point, good thought. Provide a little more rigidity to hold the skirts together. I like that, I like that. Okay. Step file, skirts. Downloading. All right, let's head into my CAD quick. I'll open it up in the background a bit, or while we're going here. Get it loaded before I bother switching over the scene. I don't think I have a scene set up for this yet either. Milo. I haven't opened this since May. Oh. I have a CAD of Steve's version with his mods, or at least some of them. And I have mine. Front might have a spot for USB panel mount. I use easily deleted if you don't use it. I always love USB ports, so not gonna upset me by that. Not gonna upset me with leaving a USB port in there. So, all right, let me switch up. Oh, this is not the right CAD. My CAD, yeah, here we go. Here's the CAD I want. Working on it. I opened the wrong one first. I have the one that's the original CAD, like just unmodified, and then I have the one that has some of my mods on it. Some. I don't think I have one that has all of them. I've been working in like sub projects. Let's see, let's see. I don't know why, but opening my water bottle just spiked my microphone. Interesting, like the right frequency or something to trip it out. Why are you taking so long to open? Fusion, you are being obstinate. This computer is like slow, but not. And Fusion treats this computer like it's slow when it's not. It's very strange to me. It like throws a warning saying that it's got a slow GPU because it's onboard Intel graphics, but it still works perfectly fine. The only thing that's wrong is that it throws a warning saying it has low power graphics. I'm like, that's not helpful. Fusion is a pig. It is a beast. The only real problem with this computer, the computer that I'm running here in the studio, is it only has 32 gigabytes of RAM, and Fusion will make use of that. I really need to upgrade it to 64. Okay, let's get a... Let me switch this out real quick, as I've got... Show. Okay. Window capture. Let me adjust this. Sorry, folks. Just switching things around. Fusion. There we go. Okay. There we are. That's better. It's almost like I've never done this here in the studio. So here's my CAD that I've been working with. So I've got the... it's not fully up to date yet. It's got the outdated front cover, but it doesn't have the hexes on it. It's got the other tweaks I made, like fillets and, or not fillets, but like steps and stuff. But let's get Steve's, I'm gonna upload Steve's skirts. I don't think I have his skirts. Upload his skirts. Infinite chat. The chat goes forever. It's the infinite chat mod for OBS. Upload. I hit upload. Why are you not uploading? Okay, now it is. Which skirts? What was it with the skirts I wanted? There's a hex version of the skirts I think is what I wanted to modify. Skirts. I know you can't see this right now. Sorry, folks. I'm just trying to. Okay. I've got Steve's loaded up. Oh, you can see it. I didn't think I had it on that Steam. Okay, so I've got Steve's skirts loaded up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click on Steve's skirts over here in the file viewer, whatever you want to call it. I forget what they call it. I'm right click on it, insert into current design. I can get his skirts into my CAD model here. Boom, and they come in 90 degrees off. 90 degrees. Reposition these a little bit so they're kind of where they should be. Boop, boop. I don't know why they're off. I assume Steve's was oriented slightly differently in CAD. It's looking pretty much right. Okay, then we got Steve skirts in here. Let's close out. I'm gonna go into Steve's real quick and get rid of the feet. I've got my feet. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, feet gone. Now it's my feet. Now let's get rid of the original skirts. Table, skirts. Oh, that gets rid of my feet too. Skirt front, skirt rear. Okay, now we got them gone. I want to see what was the skirt differences that I'm missing. They're not in here. There's a hex version of the skirts, I thought. That's what I was looking for. I never cleaned up the CAD on those as it came from the Milo guys. I believe you. It's just the way it goes. The way it goes. Okay, so there's Steve's skirt. Might as well close this side data panel. Steve's skirt on there. I like that. I like that it adds reinforcement tying this piece to this piece, so that's solid. And you said you've got an addition back here. So we got the IEC plug is one of these. There's a cover piece back here too. And is this an opening for the USB port you were talking about? Yeah, I'm not seeing any other place it would have been. Is it worth combining the parts before and print them in single piece on the rat rig? I don't have the rat rig enclosed right now. You published the one without. Okay, cool. That's whatever. If you want, I could send you a USB one. If you could, yeah. I'm always happy to have USB ports on things, personally. You just never know when you're going to need it. Or I think, you know. I like having them. So, okay. Now let's pick apart Steve's design. Largely kidding. I'm going to go into his, I opened up his separately. So what I'm going to do, if I'm going to tweak on Steve's design, I won't do it in the main CAD model here because we've imported this in just a Fusion thing for people here. Since we inserted his design into my CAD model, his is over here. And if you see, it's got like a little interlock thing, like a chain link there. That means it's linked to a different project file, because this project file, if I make changes over here, like I can make a quick change and show you. A for appearance, just hit A on my keyboard, and I'll just quick make that logo blue. Whatever. Save this. I'll save it. And now in the main CAD model, there'll be a little exclamation mark on this. I'm going to right click on it, get the latest version. And when I do that, now it brought in the update. So any changes I make in the project file that I have open over here will be reflected as long as I update them in this CAD model. So it's a great way to work when you're working on a project like this. It's both easier. It's easier on your computer to work on this project here, where it's just the skirts. Way easier than having the whole CAD model loaded up just to work on one element of the project. So it's way easier processing-wise to do that. And then it'll reflect in the update over here. And it just makes life easier working in sub-projects and sub... Oh, you don't see this Fusion tree. I'm sorry. It's because I'm not showing the screen. I hate that Fusion does that. I don't understand why, or OBS does that. Let me change this to whole screen capture. Sorry. Display capture. Woo! Infinite chat. Transform. Fit to screen. Okay, now we can see it. It's a Fusion thing. Yeah, it doesn't show sub-menus. It always drives me nuts. Sorry, you should be able to see it now. Okay. Over here, you can see the interlock, but you can't see... Well, wait, I can undo it probably. Yeah. All right, I just undid it. So now, logo's red over here. Logo's red. It's got a little exclamation mark on here, and if you hover over it, component is out of date. Right-click it, get latest version, and now it should update to match the other sub-project, or the other project piece. So, yep. All right, I'm going to get into the weeds when it comes to tweaking on this. And I'm going to wait for Steve to send me the USB port version. Dang it, I really wanted to have this done today. I think that's where we're going to have to wrap stream because there's a reason for that. Daniel and I, ModBot, are going to get together on a final stream when it comes to the LDO Milo. So I'm probably going to work on putting this base together off stream, I guess. And just get this done. Because I want to catch up to Daniel. He's had his done waiting for months now, waiting on me. When we started this build, Daniel and I streamed the first episode of this series together on his channel. We're going to stream the last episode of the series on my channel here, Mandic Labs. So what we're going to do is, like, same thing we did in the beginning one, he and I are both going to have our machines up and running together on stream, and we're going to chat about the build process and how it went. Hopefully, I might as well say it, we're at the end of stream, give away a Milo kit. It's been months since we talked to Jason about that because of my move. It really delayed things, so hopefully he's still on board with giving away a Milo. If he is, we'll give away a Milo on the stream. I believe it will be, but I can't promise that right now. Look out for on socials. I'll mention it on Discord and everything, or on Twitter if we are doing a giveaway. And then we will play around and hopefully mill some stuff on stream. Maybe I'll do one more stream on this, but I might just put my head down and get it done so I can get to that. I've been holding up Daniel from that for so long, and I also want to get back to my Trident build. I want to get on to the Positron build. I've got a bunch of streams I want to get to, and this one's been hanging over my head that I need to finish. And I also just really want this thing running so I can play around with milling some stuff. It's going to be going in the dirty room that I'm going to be building, so it doesn't have a home at the moment, but it'll get one soon. So I think that's where we're going to have to wrap it for that. We're coming in right at 3 hours, 3 hours and 1 minute of up and running. So sorry to end on an annoying cliffhanger here, but yeah. Nomad's not here or else he'd be happy. Yeah. Nomad would be thrilled that I'm getting to the Positron. Thanks for the stream. It was my first one. Thanks for being here. I got a little, I didn't mention, a little off the edge of the bench here. Has anybody put together a Reaper yet? Anybody put together a Reaper toolhead yet? Appreciate the info and love the vibe. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Especially it's been a very ADD one, so I appreciate that. That is kind of reflective of the way they go. Sent you the skirt files on Discord. Thank you, Steve. Even with cliffhanger ending, great. Thank you. Yeah, that's pretty. I think this stream is pretty indicative of the way my streams go. Pretty ADD, but this is pretty much the vibe. So if you've enjoyed it, I hope you stick around. Thank you. So I got some fans from West 3D. I'll be putting in a Reaper. Yeah, I'm only going to bench build a Reaper for right now. I have a project I may put it on. I don't know yet, but yeah. 8:10 stream. Need more Gene. Give me a second. Let's get more Gene. Let me see if I can do this. I didn't want to move her because look at that. It'd be a little bit higher exposure. It's a 10:10 now. Cool. Okay, so we'll come back to Jean in a moment. Jean's always our outro if she's around, so we'll come back to her. So how are your new ones doing, Steve? You're still here. I forget their names, but you're adorable little pair. So out cold, what a life. Yeah, she is a snail, just curled up here. She's been there most of the stream, really. So Oscar and Felix, cool, they're great, awesome. We need to make Jean a bed and get a Jean cam going for most of the streams. I need to work on that. That's an update that will be coming. So all right, folks, I think that's where we're wrapping it. I got to get in, now that Steve sent me those files, I'll head into Fusion tonight probably, get these parts printed and work on putting this together. We'll play it by ear whether or not I'm going to stream. That guy makes, well, welcome in anyway. Use the rat rig, heated bed. Yeah. Oh, she's getting a heated bed. Don't worry. I've got plans. Can you say Clipper cat bed? Is there a reason to do it? No. Am I doing it? Yes. Yeah, sorry that guy makes. Perfect timing. I'm just heading out. I missed some parts for this project. I got to go print them, so. And tweak them, so, yep. So, yes. All right, folks. Thank you for being here. Thank you everybody who has been part of the stream. Thank you to those who became channel members during the stream. I know Ballistic, sorry if I don't remember everybody, I know Ballistic Tech did. I know Steve dropped some gifted memberships, as did Bearded Bucket, and YO Ben, I believe you did as well, right? Thank you very much, everybody who's been part of this journey and supporting what it is that I do, the ADD nature of it as it is. So maybe we'll play with like a Reaper assembly stream at some point. I don't know. That might be a quick, fun stream. I need to get to streaming more again. Just simpler, easy stuff. I don't even know what the Reaper's going on right now. I have one project it might go on, but I don't actually think it's going to end up on that. I'm undecided, but I kind of just want to put one together just for the heck of it. So, all right, folks. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, if anybody hasn't seen the latest video on the main channel yet, oh, it's right in my YouTube suggested. Here we go, because I'm on this channel. I'll drop it in chat. Anybody happens to have not seen this week's video yet, there it is. And I'm gonna head out. Thank you all for being here. I will catch you all in the next one. Hopefully I'll announce it more than 5 minutes before I'm going live. No guarantees, but all right, folks. See you in the next one.